What's going on, main characters? It's your boy Talks Too Much with Third Party Studios. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to be talking about former X-Men 97 showrunner Beau DeMayo, his lawsuit with Marvel, and his accusation that they are disregarding black stories. It's a lot of drama, but we're going to cover it, and we're going to talk about it in today's video. But before we do, don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you are new, share the video out there, smash the like button, and comment below what your thoughts are on this topic. With all of that out of the way, let's get into the video. Hold on, intro. It's intro time. Shush, everyone shut up! This other story I wanted to run past you was fired Marvel showrunner Beau DeMayo indicates he'll expose Kevin Feige before court date, accuses Marvel of disregarding black stories. I dug into this a little bit deeper, and I actually really appreciate where this guy is coming from with a lot of this stuff. Now, when I first hear like Marvel isn't taking black stories seriously, my mind goes to, oh, this is an activist. This isn't a a serious person. But then I remember
it's left on left crime.
Well, and Beau DeMayo has been someone we've talked about on the channel before. He's been he was involved in X-Men 97. So when we were talking about the X-Men 97 stories, like his comments were coming forward as well. So I was like, hold on, why am I thinking this guy is the activist when he's been calling out this stuff? It's like so the post that people have been talking about is, I really want this show to be good. So he's talking about Wonder Man gonna be satire, and he says, really want the show to be good, but this makes sense as Marvel Studios does not take black people or our stories seriously. How could they when you have top execs making race jokes about black writers in notes meeting, or saying, well, you can pitch that because you're black? Honestly, it's like, I think that like a big criticism of, I would say, my side of the culture war is that you, rather than telling a good black story, you race swap and you fill in with tokenism in any project you can, and you don't actually go off. You don't actually tell any stories that, I mean, the black audiences are asking for. Now, I mean,
they can't tell a good white story either.
Fair point.
Whatever a white story means, but
well, that's the thing. It's like, people are saying, like, when people say that they want black stories or they want new black stories, I'm like, don't you just want new
good
stories? Well, but if you want, I mean, if you had oh my God, this is so complicated. You tie it into like, I see myself in movies, or I see myself in projects and IP. It's like, first off, you shouldn't have to do that. You should be able to, if a character is well written, you should be able to relate, because the writer is supposed to want the audience to relate to every character they have in a project, or at least understand every character. If you put a character inside of a movie and people just cannot understand anything about what this character is doing, I mean, then you got nothing. Now, if you look at the Joker, the Joker is a character that is like beyond help, but people understand the Joker. They're like, oh,
right.
He is insane. He is the antagonist. He does have an axe to grind against Batman. He is the villain. He's like the perfect villain archetype. I understand him. He's not someone I can't
I don't
comprehend.
relate to him.
Yeah,
but I understand him.
Exactly. You should be able to understand the characters that are put in front of you. And I think that if we had better writing around those characters, we would probably see less of this I don't see myself in projects. Because like, a good hero, a good protagonist should be relatable. You should see the good in that person and feel a bit of yourself in that experience.
I want to aspire to be something greater.
Exactly.
Like, that's why Superman works, because you're supposed to aspire to be better, not just like, oh, I can relate to this godly person.
Exactly. Well, and examples of that are when he was talking about, I'll actually jump ahead a little bit in the article. When he was doing X-Men 97, they were talking about Storm and her character. And then I was thinking to myself, well, Storm was like one of the worst parts of that show.
Yeah, her character kind of sucked in that one. But
we got DeMayo, he alleged that Marvel executives attempted to recast Storm for the show, initially rejecting legendary voice actress Allison Seeley Smith, who brought the character to life in animation back in the 90s. This was reportedly because she didn't sound African enough, according to DeMeo. And then another quote from DeMeo: "It was odd hearing a table of white Marvel execs telling me and other black crew members that we were wrong because she didn't sound African enough, whatever that means." DeMeo said we went with their pick, then they realized we were right and forced the team to break their backs re-recording half of the season with the OG Storm. Honestly, Storm was the rewrites probably, first off, changing the character of Storm like at the beginning of things and recasting was the first mistake. Then, in my opinion, Storm is the worst part of all of X-Men 97. I would say
her side story was like, what the fuck are we doing?
Exactly. It was kind of stupid, and I really didn't have any fun with that at all. And then you go back and they're doing re-recordings with the new voice actress. I'm sure, yeah, she did. I think the voice actress did fine. I just think the story sucked for that part of the show. But all of that to be said, if that's how they are approaching, this is just testimony. I mean, this is just testimony from DeMeo, so we have to take him at his word. This is not a matter of record. So, but I mean, it sounds very Disney to me, or it sounds very Marvel to me.
Right. Yeah, I mean, there are people that can't get parts for certain things. Like, say you're like half white, half black. Sometimes you'd be like, oh, you're not black enough to play this part or some shit.
Right.
Or there's shit like that all the time.
Or you're too black to play this part with Severus Snape and Harry Potter. It's
like, you know why Pedro Pascal gets all these parts? It's because they refer to him as white passing. He's white enough and Latino enough to get multiple parts.
I really wish that a lot of these conversations around, like, first off, race swapping just doesn't need to exist. People give us criticism for complaining about it. I would like them to make the argument for why it needs to exist, and a better argument than I need to see myself in this project. If you are struggling to see yourself in the project, it's probably because the writing is shit. And it's not necessarily because it's a race issue. But, and then, if you really need that to be the case, if you really do need to see yourself, and like we have to compromise between getting good stories and seeing yourselves in the project, then yeah, your next thing would probably be to ask for like original black stories. It's like, okay, go do it. Do whatever, go ahead and do it. But I don't get the ask. I don't understand the ask. There was a conversation apparently between Yellow Flash and Beau DeMeo. So Flash says woke whites are the fakest of them all. So he's talking about referencing to the Marvel executives. There's truth to the DeMeo responds, there's truth to this. God damn it.
Son of a.
Okay, there's truth to this. Worst racism I've experienced in my life has been from well-meaning, in quotations, woke white people. They're also oddly the least receptive to constructive feedback on how they can do better. Stop it. That tracks.
It's the bigotry of low expectations.
It's that, and then, I mean, the things that people used to call racist, like tokenism, is like their first card they play. It's like, we have to fit, like, it's identitarian, fill the box, fill and check the box. It's these, I don't get it. I don't understand the need for this shit. First off, it's the wrong thing to be doing in a writing room. You should be trying to focus on telling the story properly. And honestly, we don't have to really make the strong case that they're failing at that, because their own numbers prove that they are failing to tell good stories. It's like, if representation was what was making films good, your numbers would be good. Like, you'd have proper numbers.
Numbers don't lie, man.
It's math. Math cannot lie. Zoom follows up by
saying, can be racist though.
Yes, absolutely. Is Kevin Feige one of those people? And Beau responds, I can't say at this juncture, but will once the court date is closer. So it sounds like there is prepping for more of this court case that's going on. The court is regarding his non-disclosure agreement. So I guess the article headline the article headline says that before the upcoming court case, where is the serious action? Sorry, I'm trying to find the. Should have highlighted this part of things. I'll summarize while I look for it. But basically, DeMeo is trying to get his part of the non-disclosure agreement that is regarding around criticism removed, so that now he will be able to actually speak candidly about what the company was doing.
Yeah, I mean, good luck with that. NDAs are a bitch.
Well, okay. Think this is what I was looking for. Here we go. So previously, DeMeo's attorney, Brian Friedman, filed a lawsuit against Marvel Studios in September seeking to invalidate the non-disclosure or the non-disparagement provision in DeMeo's separation agreement with the company. Friedman contends that the clause violates new California law designed to limit the scope of non-disclosure agreements, particularly those that could prevent employees from disclosing information about unlawful acts in the workplace, such as harassment or discrimination. Yeah, so I mean, It sounds like there's an argument. It sounds like I mean, I don't know this new law that California put out to limit the scope of non-disclosure agreements, but I do know non-disclosure agreements have been a topic of conversation politically over the last year. So I'm guessing there was a lot of movement on that in that sphere of law. So maybe there is an argument to be made here that he can get himself out of the non-disparagement portion, or non-disparagement provisions, which would open some doors for him to actually levy some criticism against Marvel on this side of the world. So I'm actually excited for that. I hope that actually does win out, because honestly, like, more criticism against Marvel is welcome.
That are prohibiting everyone from even talking bad about Disney. Like, you have to go through like certain channels and whatnot. Like Gary from Nerdrotic, he's got like insiders and whatnot that can't say shit. They can kind of like give him like little hints and whatnot.
Oh, so he has to infer from their clues, right?
Yeah, and I mean, they'll straight up say too, like this Captain America movie apparently is just complete dog shit. They have more faith in the Thunderbolts.
Really?
The internals at Marvel do. Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know where that optimism for it comes from. I mean, I haven't met a single person who knows who they are. Like, in regular life, I mean, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that
apparently it's not even the original Thunderbolts. They're all like new Thunderbolts. So
oh, well, then what the fuck?
I don't know.
It's
like, what the fuck are we doing?
Right, exactly. So DeMeo, good luck in the lawsuit, man. I hope that actually works for you. And I hope that we can hear more about what's going on at Marvel. If you do have anything to say about Feige and who's the other guy? Well, it's just Feige, right? Kevin Feige.
It's just Feige now. Yeah, he outed the other guy.
Right. If you have more to say about Feige, I would be curious to know about it. I'm not for this, like, let's go ruin the lives and reputations of people who said a race joke. Like, I'm not for that. Like, that's the overstepping that people have been rebounding against. Because I think one of his criticism was that well, actually, yeah, we have that tweet up here. So I really want this show to be good. How could they, when you have top execs making race jokes about black writers in notes meeting? I'm like, is it a joke? Is it intended to cause comedy, cause laughter to everyone in the room? Or was it actually like, black people worse because like that
it's
like,
more of a statement than a joke.
Yeah, it's like, I'm not saying every joke is good taste and shouldn't be like called out or criticized. I'm just saying that like reputation destruction based on like attempts at humor, you're going to lose me. I'm going to be on the opposite side of that fight every time.
I think there was like it might have been the guy that was partners with Kevin Feige that got Me Too'd because of a sexual joke. So he just got fired for that.
Exactly. Reputation destruction based on like humor should be like a perfect defense. It should be like, Your Honor, Did you laugh? Did you?
It's like those kids in those stupid fucking prank videos where they like do something horrendous and it's like, it's just a prank, bro. It's just a prank. Which immediately is like, oh, sorry, okay.
If the joke causes a fit, you must acquit. I was trying to
joke, bro.
I'm sure I could have come up with something a little bit better, but that was the fastest one I could come to.
Tell myself that everything will end up alright. Just push yourself, test yourself, figure out what you like, and find your limits, don't be rigid, always work towards a prime. Surround yourself with open minds, people can change your life. A few friends with intent can help you feel alive. Find a passion, take some action, and with a little time, just be patient, make a statement, try to enjoy your life.